Hello, guys. Welcome back. So, everybody, everywhere, this is what's going on. The language war. Oh, oh, sorry, I'm feeling a bit. So, do we need a three language thing or not? So, Tamil Nadu, as expected, is rejecting the idea that we need a three language policy or whatever. I don't like. My question is before I get into the whole video thing. I discuss before I discuss anything. I would say my personal opinion, right? What is the point in learning a language? Like already there are two languages. It's an additional burden. Why do we need to do that? There is no. It's not a necessity. We are not going to. We don't need translators. We don't need like linguists. We need like people who can make changes in the world, right? Who can make an impact in the world technologically, or who can make our lives easier. We need skills like that. What is the point of learning another language, that too like an Indian language? It clearly says it has to be an Indian language, right? What is the point? I'll tell you why they are pushing this. The government is trying to push this. It's a BJP government, obviously, and they have their own agenda, right? So I did a little bit of a ChatGPT search, and then I found out that. So see, the way that I've split this in is like 10 year. I've given a 10-year gap. So what? 2025, 2035, 2045, 55, and 65. And these are the states in India. I've put all the states and union territories, 28 states and other union territories. And if you check here, these states speak Indo-European languages, and these states speak Dravidian languages. I'm not completely sure if these languages are also Indo-European, or these are like maybe they fall under a different umbrella or what. I don't know. But yeah, that's not the point here, right? So, okay, the center is trying to impose a third language. They're not even saying it's Hindi. It's understandable. Okay, they are not imposing Hindi, but I'll tell you why it is actually an imposition of Hindi in the long run, right? Let's say, okay, in the four states, right? Let's say in Tamil Nadu, majority of the schools are opting for Kannada or Malayalam or whatever. As a third language, I'm saying. Let's say in Karnataka, they are opting for Tamil also. In Kerala, they are opting for Telugu. In Andhra, they are opting for Tamil, whatever. Let it be. Or you can consider Hindi also as one of the mostly, people are opting for that language. Now, what third language would the northern states be opting for? That is an important question. I don't think very few people are asking. So, in the northern Indian states, if you check, see, I have mentioned these languages based on my ChatGPT search as to most commonly spoken, or that kind of language, a third language in those states, right? I think some of the states NEP is already there as well, and based on that, what I could see is either most of the states have Hindi as a primary language itself, because they consider other language as a dialect of Hindi, right? You know what I mean? Or the original native language of the states are not spoken as widely anymore because of the earlier Hindi imposition that's been there for the past, like I don't know how many hundreds of years, right? Take for example, take which one should we take? Mm, Take Rajasthan for example. Hindi is Rajasthani is not even mentioned there. Hindi is pretty much spoken in the state as a primary language, and NEP says English should be the second language. The third language, what do you think they're going to opt? They're obviously going to opt either Sanskrit or Urdu, depending on the kind of population. Because Sanskrit, obviously, BJP would spread this agenda as like Deva Bhasha. It's our primary language. It is a native language. It's this and that. And then they have already allotted 1,000 crore funds for Sanskrit as well. Compared to other languages, I think if for Tamil they only allotted like 23 crores. Where is 23? Where's 1,000? Right? You compare, see the comparison. So obviously, people are going to use Sanskrit. So if you think about it, I don't think any of the northern states they are going to pick South Indian languages because if their primary language is not Hindi, they are going to pick Hindi as the third language. If the primary language is already Hindi, obviously going to pick Sanskrit as the third language. So because most of the states they're already speaking in Hindi, right? They lost their primary language. Rajasthani is not there. Gujarati, I don't know. Maybe Gujarat. What is there in Gujarat? Gujarati and Hindi are almost like spoken primarily, and the third language obviously is going to be Sanskrit, right? And let's take Maharashtra. Maharashtra already Marathi is slowly dying there. I've lived there for 10 years, but Marathi is even Bollywood movies are completely made in Hindi. There is already a fight going on between the Marathi purists and the Hindi gang there. So see what Hindi has done to these states, right? Where it is where people were not conscious enough to push back this Hindi imposition or Sanskrit imposition agenda. They've lost their language. And let's say, okay, they are all picking either Hindi or Sanskrit, right? All the North Indian states, and the South Indian states are only picking South Indian languages. Even if that is the case, in the next 10 years, let's assume that that is happening. The next generation, let's say in the 2035, what will happen? No, not in generation. Next 5-10 years, what will happen? Slowly, even the South Indians are also will slowly start to think, hey, all the North Indians are speaking either Hindi or Sanskrit. Let us also pick Hindi or Sanskrit. Why should we, pick our own languages? So people may start thinking because children, right? You can't. Children don't make always the wise decisions because they don't mind. Even now, I've seen people in English medium. They speak. They know how to read and write English, but they don't know how to read and write Tamil. Right? This happens. But they are kids, right? They are not the best decision makers. So eventually, let's say in 2035, it's going to be only Hindi or Sanskrit, that is going to prevail. Slowly, these all the native languages will be gone. And let's say even if there is a change of the party, right? Even if they decide to, okay, let's not have three languages, let's go get back to the two languages. At that time, it would already be too late because most of the people are already either fluent in Hindi or Sanskrit, so they are obviously going to pick Hindi or Sanskrit. But the homogeneity of India, whatever BJP is expected, because I don't think there would be even any teachers left to teach the or native languages at that time in 2035. I mean to say, if this goes on, if everybody accepts the NEP, right? I'm saying. And after that, what will happen? They'll start claiming that, oh yeah, we've Hindi has always been spoken in India for 10,000 years. Sanskrit has always been spoken in India. We are all one nation. We are all Hindus. That kind of a thing is going to happen. And then I'm pretty sure maybe in 2055, where Sanskrit and Hindi are spoken by enough number of people, again this Brahmins will come back and then say, no, no, no. According to the Vedas, Sanskrit can only be learnt by the Deva Bhasha. Only we are allowed to learn Sanskrit. You guys are Shudras, you can't learn Sanskrit. I think they probably will come back and say the same. What will happen in 2065? 2065, what will happen? None of the native Indian languages will be left. Even if we want to learn, there won't be any teachers. There will be maybe online courses if you want to learn. It will be in extinct languages. Most of the languages would be extinct. Now think about this. Is this how, is this where we want to go? Now, if we take this path, right, this is where we'll end up losing all the, and it is evident. Check what has happened in UP. I think UP has lots of languages, right? Like, I don't know, and then they have all, they are not claiming that those are all dialects of Hindi, and Hindi is a primary language spoken in UP. And I believe same is happening in Bihar, Bhojpuri, and I don't know about the northeastern states. Majority of the northern, the Hindi belt, this is what's happened, and Hindi is hardly like 300 years old or something like that, right? They say. So, is this what we want to achieve? I don't know. I'm not sure if this is a wise decision to go ahead with the three language formula. Now, I will show you another. What is that? Now, I'll tell you why Tamils are rejecting. What other reasons as to why Tamils are rejecting the third language? So, Tamils are Hindus. We all know we are all Hindus, but we don't accept the Vedas. I think if you want, if you want me to use the Sanskrit terminology, I think we Tamils have always been Nastics, the ones who reject Vedas. We are not Astics. Okay, we reject their gods, we reject the whatever is mentioned in the Vedas, because it's a very casteist, discriminatory kind of a book. I believe the scriptures. I mean to say, we had our own religion, Shaivism, Vaishnavism, etc., and then which later got sucked into the Hinduism umbrella. And if you go through the Indian, Tamil literature, you will see the Alvas and Nayanmas and whatnot. And you can see some really beautiful temples in Tamil Nadu, which itself is proof that, what kind of worship we do. And as per archaeological evidences and these excavations and whatnot, it's slowly coming to light that we are the original natives of the land. I think even Ambedkar mentioned in one of his books that we are the natives of the land. The Tamils are the natives of the land. And it's more than 5,000 years old as per the recent Iron Age thing. And it definitely is much older. More digging will slowly reveal, how old we are, the antiquity of the language and whatnot. And most importantly, it's an indigenous language. It didn't come from anywhere else. Unlike Sanskrit and other related languages, it came from the steppe. So apparently, the people from the steppe, there used to be hunter-gatherers who came to India via Iran, because Iran literally means Aryan. And then they picked the Zoroastrian language, Avestan, and their gods, and then they brought that to India. So I have I did a ChatGPT search, right? And then this is what I found. So the similarities between Avestan and Sanskrit, right? Both the language and see, God, Deva, truth, Satya, Asha, fire, Agni, Anya, king, mother, brother, night, star, water, all these like very similar words. And there's also a similarity between the Vedic gods and Avestan gods as well. Indra, Varuna, Agni, Soma, the drink, Vayu, wind gods, Yama, Ima, Rudra, Angramanyu, okay, Ashwin, Ashavahishta, Brahmanaspati, Zarathustra. So it's really obvious, right? where this language and these Vedic concepts came from. Obviously, these the ones with the Hindutva agenda, they won't accept. They say it's out of India theory and whatnot, which is not at all scientific. No scientific scholars have accepted the out of India theory. It's purely that the agenda that these Hindutva people have. So if you wanna trust them, yeah, well and good, you can trust them. But like if you wanna accept reality, you just have to accept that these guys actually, even genetic evidence suggests that these guys came from the steppe via Iran, and then they picked up these things and then they brought it to India. But ask yourself one question, right? Let's say I'll even let's even consider that Sanskrit was originally from India, right? Even consider that. I don't think it is not true, but even for the sake of the argument, let's consider it's from India. We've been speaking in Sanskrit for how many, let's say, thousands of years also. Why would suddenly a group of people invent a completely new language which is from a totally different language family? I'm talking about Tamil and the Dravidian family here. When they're already speaking one language, why would you think there would be a need to completely? If your argument is, Sanskrit speakers are the natives of the land, like, why would there be a totally different language group that are also there? Like, why would there be? Do you think suddenly one person would wake up in the morning and they'll say, I need to invent a new language that has nothing to do with the language that I'm speaking? How stupid would that be? How stupid is that? Same vice versa. Imagine if the Tamils are the natives of the land, the Dravidian speakers are the natives of the land. Why would there be a need suddenly? Why would a Tamil speaker wake up one morning and then say, "No, I'm going to invent"? It's impossible. The very fact that there are two completely different language groups. I'm saying language groups as in Dravidian does not come under Indo-European. Indo-European does not come under Dravidian. They are completely different language groups. The fact that we have two completely different languages itself proves that there was a migration. Forget about who migrated and who were, like, at least this itself proves that there was some kind of a migration. A completely different group had migrated into and settled down in a land where there was a completely different group. At least that much with common sense we can agree, right? That proves. And if you take this and take into the genetic evidence into consideration and everything, you put two and two together, four is the answer. You see what I mean? It's stupid that these people have the audacity to argue that Indo-European language speakers are the natives of the land. Eventually science is going to prove, like it's already proven, but then these guys are living in denial. But eventually they'll have to accept it. Now my question is, why should we let the oldest Indian language die in this process of homogenizing the whole country? Isn't it a pride for all Indians that Tamil is like the oldest native Indian language, and we've been smelting iron since 5300 BC? Is this like a collective Indian pride? Like, I'm not saying like only I have the right to be proud, because I'm like, we're all Indians, right? Tamil is also, we're also part of India. And don't you share the pride that live in the same land as a same country, India? Wouldn't you want to learn this language that is like so old and ancient, and it's native to India and it's not come from anywhere else? If you truly feel Indian, I think you should be proud to learn Tamil as a language. So what my suggestion is, I think Tamil should be the national language of India, so that everybody has the opportunity to learn this beautiful language, this ancient language, which self sustained language, doesn't need any outside language influence. Tamil can stand on its own. I agree that there are some borrowed words from Sanskrit. It obviously happens in every language, it happens. But even if you remove all those borrowed words from Tamil, it can still stand alone. It doesn't need any. Unlike the other Dravidian languages, let's say Kannada, Kerala, Malayalam, and Telugu, if you remove the Sanskrit words from those languages, I don't think those languages would be able to stand alone. Like they would pretty much, you'd pretty much end up with Tamil. I think if you really remove all the Sanskrit words from these Dravidian languages, pretty much end up with Tamil. So I think as Indians, we should all, be proud, and then maybe try and learn this beautiful old language. And yeah, I think that's my 2 cents to whoever says that there should be a three language. I'm looking at the long run here, right? If this happens, this is what's is going to happen. We're going to we'll end up losing some really beautiful languages with beautiful literature and whatnot, just like what has already happened in some of the other states because they were not cautious enough, to, for example, the Maharashtra. I've heard, Lata Mangeshkar ji, she even offered to sing for free for any movie makers who make movie in Marathi or something like that. And then I don't know what happened about after that. So that's the status of Marathi right now in Maharashtra. Oh, someone's calling me. So think about it, guys. I'll see you guys in another video.